Good afternoon, everyone, and let's give the Minister a very, very warm round of applause on this. The only reason he didn't come early in the morning is he has to do his duty as a politician. There's a major election going on, and he broke away from his campaign to come here. So thank you, sir, for doing us this honor. Let me just very briefly introduce the Minister, Mr. D. Sridhar Babu, who's Minister for Information Technology, Electronics and Communications, Industry and Commerce, and Legislative Affairs. So this is a fabulous combination where you can bring policy from METI, if we can call it that, your ministry, directly into industry and commerce, and that's precisely what we need. He also began as a lawyer and was in Delhi University, so a much bigger vision than just there, but kept your roots in Pedapalli district. And I think one of the most interesting things he did was the work he's championed and a lot of social work he's done has combined inclusivity, innovation, and opportunity. And I think why I'm mentioning that is because what we need today in AI, which I had mentioned here, is not just what AI can do, but how we can use AI and transform ourselves. That is the big thing that we are dealing with this. And if you take a look at what Telangana has done, and particularly the kind of artificial intelligence, robotics, and digital infrastructure that you've set up, is something we'd like to discuss, Minister. You have a Telangana AI mission, a Telangana robotics framework, a AI innovation hub, and T-Works prototype lab. Each of these moving towards accessibility, affordability, and social inclusiveness. But let me ask you to begin with this thing, because you seem to have global ambitions. You're not just looking at overtaking my hometown, Bangalore, as the Silicon Valley. You want to become the global hub of innovation of AI and robotics. In the kind of policy that you are implementing at the moment, what have you kept top of your mind? What are you leveraging?
First of all, a very, is it good morning or good afternoon? Good afternoon
yes.
to all. And thanks Raj Changapagaru and all India Today team for taking up the relevant and the timely subject of robotics and AI. And it's literally a privilege and a pleasure to be amongst the brightest minds of the AI pioneers over here who are sitting over here, who have experience in this sort of new technology. And in fact, knowing their thoughts and making the India Today making early entrant into these sort of discussions and deliberations and the conferences to enlighten and empower people, and especially doing it in Telangana, is a great event. I take the privilege of attending it. And as you have put it right, you know, technology always disrupts. And this time, we have seen it, and everybody over there seen it. The AI is disrupting a lot. And we have taken that into our conscience and our government, especially after we assumed power. And when the time has really come, and AI is taking its shape, and AI is taking its functionality to the core, where AI is influencing individual lives, the communities, and the enterprises at a big level, we just thought, you know, we have to take it at the fastest speed.
Right.
We have to embrace and integrate into all spheres of our economy, of our administration, and also, as you rightly mentioned, inclusivity,
right,
where AI can make an impact, where it can bring equity, when it can bring a change, absolutely in the lives of the people is more important as a policy maker and as a politician. So this is what we were trying to put our stress on. And immediately after we assumed power, we thought we would like to make a policy on AI. And AI and robotics. And these are the new technology areas where we have to put our stress. And with lots of respects and regards to your home state. You know, definitely, we don't see it as a competitor. We take the best expertise of that state too, because we do appreciate, the exports, what they do. And the number two is ours. So always number two would like to become the number one. And not only that, we would like to literally see that we would be a competitor among all the technology leaders from the globe.
Right.
So this is what our area where we are trying to push in, and AI has been given great preference. And this is only state, with the state collaboration. We have just started, AI Global Conference, and many leaders from different, fields of expertise in AI have come. Last year, it was a global conference attended by many leaders of AI, where we just thought all our leadership from the governance, from the industry, from all the stakeholders of our society, we have called them, we made them hear how AI will take shape tomorrow. For example, if I can say in education, or if I literally what we are trying to do in agriculture, and in terms of governance, how we are trying to do.
Right.
These are all things where initial focus was given, and the expertise of those people who have come, they have shared it, their thoughts, and we are trying to imbibe in our field of functioning. And in terms of what government has to do, the government has come up with, coming up with the AI city of 200-acre campus, and AI being the main focus. In a month or 2 months' time, with the association with the Harvard and other universities, we are coming up with an absolute AI hub in center of the city.
To beat this hub, which we are right now sitting, or is it?
It's not beating up. It's their focus is in terms of the other technologies.
Right.
Here, the focus will be in absolute AI, where the computational speed is required, where the focus should be required, where we try to incubate and also we encourage innovation at a big level. And the startups, we have to give some sort of a platform to the government side, from my department side, so that people with niche ideas, niche technologies can emerge as unicorns, and for tomorrow. This is what, and the technology has to prevail all over the globe.
Right.
And we believed one thing when we came to the government. We just thought, it's high time now, because most of the Indian technological companies were there with their prowess, with their expertise. And in fact, when we see the GCCs, either in Bangalore or in Hyderabad or in Pune, all the time they've been considered as the back offices of the major big companies.
Right.
Now this is a time. I always keep telling my officers now, we are not just exporting the flour to get the bread back with high costs. Now it's a time we make the bread, we have the flour, and try to put this product at the higher value to other people.
Excellent.
So all these GCCs which are here, now it's high time with the advent of AI and all cutting-edge technologies, all these GCCs should become the global value centers, not capability centers, which started on the low-cost labor arbitrage. Now this is not the time. We have to literally see they upscale themselves as a value centers. So this will set the economy in a great transition level. So this is our idea, and with this focus with embracing and integrating AI into every stream and trying to encourage the incubation and innovation, we will be scaling up to the next level. Then I would be beating your Bangalore.
Meanwhile, I think industry is saying, great, you're setting around acreage and setting up a new hub for AI.
Yeah.
But among the things that AI does require, the great energy guzzlers, a lot of power that is required. Second is, of course, data and data logistics and centers that go with it. What are you doing on these two fronts, particularly if you see your erstwhile state, Andhra Pradesh, has now got a global data center that has just come up in Visakhapatnam. What are you all doing, not as a competitor to it? What is the kind of attractive investments you're making or encouraging to ensure that Telangana and Hyderabad remains the top hub?
You know, as the time goes by every day, the new companies keep coming. When we signed the major data center with AWS,
Right, which is a huge.
it was a huge. These days, if you have seen the buzz over there in other state, because of the seashore connectivity, connecting the long fiber on the shores of the seashore,
Correct.
is the greatest facility they had, and they've been keeping it. So that's fine. At the same time, you know what? The Hyderabad has a great a very strong, vibrant ecosystem. We are confident that all the AI-based data centers will be here for tomorrow. And many people are approaching us
Right.
for the space. And as you rightly said, you know, the resource what that a data center requires is water and power. So we are trying to connect all the data centers where the places, and especially everybody would love to have in and around Hyderabad all the time. So we are securing our places, and we are coming up with a data center park of 400 acres. Because we are not able to really accommodate the data centers requests
Right.
from different companies. And we are set assured that, you know, this sort of ecosystem which is there, which in terms of the technology, we will provide them, because data center doesn't fetch much to our economy as such. In initial phases of their putting in, you know, the related things of constructing, of getting all those things, the revenue may be small. But in the long term, the revenue what in terms of the state won't be having. But the ecosystem we have to create, that's what we are planning to give all the impetus. As you rightly said, Raj, it's about giving them power. How, you may be asking me.
Right.
All right. We have come up with the energy policy, new energy policy, which stress on to give the green energy. So many data centers are literally thinking of putting their green energy centers for themselves, or trying to associate with the PPP partnership with some others. And this will definitely give the power required for the data centers. In terms of water, we are not in dearth of providing water to all these guzzlers. And in addition to what Hyderabad citizens require for the drinking waters and for other industrial purposes, we have already drawn a plan to get more water from the Godavari River Basin. And we have started making things happen. We have already announced it, laid the foundation, getting the more water to the Hyderabad city for the drinking water and for the industrial purposes. That includes the water for the data centers.
You also wear another hat, which is commerce and industry, which also enables you to give incentives of various kinds. What are the kind of things in manufacturing, for instance, that you would like them to set up, and what are you all offering, your government is offering in terms of attractive policies?
You know, in fact, if you do remember, Raj, when we had a last interaction, I was just telling, you know, my leadership, specifically Rahulji, is more emphatic on telling us that MSME should be encouraged at the big level.
Right.
Because of our demographic profile, what we have in our country, the only major employment will be done through
MSME.
micro, small, and medium enterprises. So to encourage MSMEs, first time ever after this state has been formed, we have come up with a new MSME policy, which we have provided, you know, the best of the incentives, best of the subsidies to promote MSMEs in a big way, and to revive the MSMEs, mostly which have been close to the COVID time.
And you think in AI and robotics, there's a lot of potential for MSMEs to come in?
Yes. That's the real reason what we are thinking of incubation. And for the bright minds who think of something innovation, that AI hub will be useful. And we will convert them into MSMEs, and we'll come up with, we have just started this new MSME policy. We will have one small robotic theme park, one AI-based MSME park, where the new policy envisages not on the sale part, we'll be giving them on the lease base.
Right.
So that the capital required for the young entrepreneur will be less from their side, and they put more stress on the technology skills. And this is first time ever in India. Whatever the industrial infrastructure corporation does is they do enter into the sale agreement. In terms of MSMEs, all the capital required will go into the purchase of the land. So this will become the major burden for all small people, small entrepreneurs, where in terms of the technology too, where they would love to really lay the stress on putting their financial energy behind
Right.
technology, not behind having a land or other commodities. So this is where the focus is. And ultimately, when they put their thinking, thoughts, and their energy behind their technology, and there's much scope for the niche technologies which can be coming up.
One of the things that is there in terms, and we talked of this inclusivity and governance, and AI can play a huge role in enabling that. Where do you see that opportunity arise? Which are the areas you're focusing on inclusivity and governance, particularly using AI as a tool? I'm told you even talked of having a robo-cop at some time, robo-policeman over there. What is the kind of things you'd like to do when it comes to implementing so that we directly feel the impact of AI in our daily lives?
Yes, right question, Raj. It's about how do we bring inclusivity?
Yeah.
How do we bring inclusivity? Inclusivity is nothing but, what says our state is, basic occupation is agriculture.
Right.
How do we empower our farmers is most important. How do we yield better production is more important. And how do we see the costs incurred during cultivation is cut down? How they can visualize putting less pesticides or insecticide on their irrigation patterns. This is what we are planning to do, and we have already come up. There is a program by Sagu Bagu,
Okay.
which we are trying to empower our agriculturists, maybe, a small and marginal farmer, or for a big farmer. In this program, we are trying to bring in the drone technology into their aspect of irrigation and cultivation of agriculture crops. And what is the best crop where they can best get the best yield and what times and all the specifics we are trying to give them using this AI technology into the scheme of their cultivation.
Excellent.
That will save time, that will save their financial resources, and ultimately, the yield will be good, the production will be good, and they will be providing in the supply chain hierarchy. We will also be seeing that whatever the produce is there, he shall reach the market at a faster pace, and he shall have the access on the market level too, in which market he can sell this product, his products.
Right.
So this is agriculture. In terms of education, we are trying to put this AI into our curriculum at class 8th, so that they will be getting exposed. And if you see, there's a public schools, like the government schools. Nowadays, in private schools, even though in private schools what we see, the access to the gadgets in the private schools for those students is easy.
That's right.
And if a teacher gives any assignment, they immediately go to ChatGPT or to Perplexity or some other, AI-based tools to find an answer, to find something noise. But at the same time, this sort of awareness should be there in the government schools, where there the inclusivity comes. We would try to empower all our students in the government schools too with the same knowledge. And that's how we are trying to bring in digital-based education all through the government schools. We are on the job now.
Excellent.
The dashboards in the school, the boards are absolutely, we have made them 80% digitally enabled. And I would like to go literally mention in my own constituency, this remote area, in a village called Srirampur,
Right.
Advi Srirampur. When through fiber network, because we have connected each and every village with a fiber, optical fiber. So when we made that a pilot village, and it is connected to the school, and connected to each and every household where their normal TVs have become the smart TVs. A young bright girl in our vacation, she was getting promoted to 10th, and I would like to mention she used AI tool Perplexity, and she finished all the 10th class syllabus. And she became a role model for all the students. Just see a government school in a remote village
Wow.
where you can make a change and where they have the access to the information. If that information is not been accessed by that young girl, she would have waited for the teachers to come to have the access. She had that, aptitude to learn. She learned, and, all other 50 students are using AI tool now. Either it may be ChatGPT or some other tool which is available on there, but that gave a great exposure. In that same case, where we have literally connected our fiber to all parts of Telangana, this is the only state we have laid the underground cable. And yet we didn't monetize it as such. We have taken 4 villages on the pilot basis, and we have done it.
Wow.
And recently, all the credence should be gone to our FiberNet officials. Appreciation has been given by Honorable Minister there. India, that Telangana, we have to see that there is a model state which has implemented that. So this brings in the inclusivity, what you have been mentioning. How do we take this technology to the next level? That's what, in terms of education, in terms of bureaucracy or the administration. We are trying to empower about all our, from down level hierarchy of our administration to the senior IAS officer with exposure to AI tools or AI based administration. And our chief secretary have already started doing 3-day session to all our employees. And now the mission on IT department of our emerging technology is to empower at least 10 lakh people in next year's agenda. 10 lakh people. The 1 million people. But it's still low when you compare with 40 million population what we have. But we started, and we will scale it up to, by the time 2-3 years down the line, it should be the AI-led state, and every citizen of India who have an aptitude to know about the new technology will be exposed to AI, and they can leverage on the AI in whichever profession they are.
Let's give the minister a really warm round of applause for that.
Thank you.
One of the things that is there, and we're running out of time, but we will extend it a little bit because to get you here is the most difficult thing. But one of the things is that we've seen what President Trump has done in the US in terms of policy. Virtually, for us, has been a huge setback with the H-1B continuing over there. Now, particularly Telangana, there's a lot of talent that is there. If you go, they dominate Silicon Valley, set up some of the best things. Is there a Garvapsi, sorry, no, let's not use the BJP term, but let's use the other side of it. Is there a move to bring them back and get them to do what they did there, set up centers of excellence, and, thereby your state gets a huge leg up as a result of that?
Yes. First of all, in this H-1B issue, we led and we have protested in a big way because many people from this part of India, especially from my Telangana, and also Telugu-speaking people, mostly from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. You can see almost every household has one or two guys over there in US. They've gone for bachelor, they've gone for masters, this got settled doing some jobs, and ultimately it's H1B which counts a lot over there. And when these people have gone for the green pastures to have a more comfortable life, and those are the people, many people are still studying in MS, and many people have graduated their bachelors and masters waiting for the new jobs over there. When this sort of policy has come, it was a bitter shock for us. Maybe in the long term, we may take it as an advantage, but in this short time, it's a big disaster for our people over there. And we always keep saying many a time, all the young, ignited, brighter minds, they have moved few years back, and now it's high time the brain drain has to really take shape and they have to come back. And this, we would take it as a positive sense and see that what you have asked me about, what are the measures you are taking to see them, they come back. So we will try to evolve some policy. We haven't yet formed any policy as such on that, how to encourage those people who have bright minds, who wants to do something great, and who only doesn't, thrive over there, keeping in view of H1B. And for those people, anyway, their own house is here, their home turf is here. We would like to invite them. We would like to literally invite their innovative ideas, try to create some platform for them. And whatever we are providing here for the young entrepreneurs in terms of technology, we will also give them that space to come, put their offices, put their technology centers, and do whatever it is.
Excellent.
And ultimately, we would like to see, in long term, definitely we would take the benefit of
The
it.
return of all the
Definitely. It's
Final question, and since part of this is on robotics, our seminar on robotics, Telangana is probably among the first Indian states or the first Indian states to have a robotics framework. What impact has it had on local manufacturing and hardware setups here? Is it positive? And how are you all ensuring that we just had a session before that 1.5 million jobs will be lost just in IT alone? But there is an opportunity for 4 million jobs. That was the presentation we had in an earlier session. What are you all doing in terms of both these? In terms of manufacturing, how you're bringing the robotics into it, and at the same time ensuring upskilling so that you don't lose. It's a very delicate balance.
Yes, right question. And, when we thought about it, about the robotics as such, first of all, coming down to manufacturing, in terms of specifics, I would like to say, many people over here knows about our industrial training institutes. They had all the traditional curriculum and the courses like electrician, plumber, carpentry, and they used to have 1 year of their graduation. For the past many years, the same curriculum trended on. Now, when we have come down to the government, we just thought, there is a gap between what industry requirements are and what we are producing from the academia. And, we requested industrial partners to come, collaborate with us, trying to modernize ITIs. ITIs graduates people who are required at the shop floor.
Right.
For them, all the industry requires, technology-ridden graduates from ITI. So what we have done, it is about the Tatas who have come forward with a huge grant, and government of Telangana has put in 400 crores of rupees, ultimately ending about 2,400 crores in trying to modernize all our 65 ITIs, where we have put robotics as one core subject. What industry requires is the robotics right now. What industry requires is high-time computational skills in ITI graduates too. So all our 65 ITIs, within the span of 1.5 years, we modernized it. And I request all elders over here to have a visit of this, how robotics can play a major role. So this, we have done it at the shop floor.
Let's give a warm round of applause for that. 65 ITIs transformed. Really?
Yes, we mentioned it as advanced technology centers.
Right.
And that will provide the proper skill to the industry partners of here. And this is the first state we have done it. And I do accept the second aspect of yours. And in how, when new technology comes,
There's disruption.
disruption is big way. And this sort of technology is disrupting in a big way. So for example, if you see when the locomotive engine is come, it disrupted long time back during Industrial Revolution. Many jobs, but that sort of a technology has created the new jobs. We are hopeful. We also have lots of apprehensions, and we keep hearing from our people that we will be losing jobs. And definitely, because I was talking to an architect recent times. He just told, for creating a prototype, it took him 25 days earlier, skill of 10 people sitting on the laptops.
Right.
Here, the prototype has been made within 2 days, only with one guy.
Wow.
So this sort of disruption, when it takes place, how to create the new jobs is the basic issue what we are facing. And we have a hope that when new technology comes into being, the new jobs also will be created in terms of, high-level skilled people. Whether it may be cognitive thinking or it may be, machine learning creates some sort of a different subject altogether, which enhances productivity and efficiency. So this is where we got into the subject of, as I rightly mentioned before, we have the major number of GCCs over here. And many of our, best brains sit on the computers to do coding. And, all the experts should say when the coding really have the existence for tomorrow, still it has an existence. But for tomorrow, no code and low code comes into picture, what will be the fate of all these employees? That's the real reason we just thought of upskilling our people into these cutting-edge technologies. And that's how when AI hub comes into picture, there will be a AI school, that is AI university, which provides online upskilling. Who thinks of upskilling their skills to this cutting-edge technology, this platform will be created so that they lay valid. They won't be losing jobs. And they need to have some sort of aptitude or burning desire to go and learn about the cutting-edge technologies so that they can put effort and remain in their job and try to create some sort of a meaning to their jobs. Otherwise, as rightly mentioned, one guy can do 10 people's job, 9 people will be losing the jobs. This is an apprehension. This is what we are seeing. And this is how I can't run away from it. As a policy maker, I have to literally see that my, few lakhs of people who sits and do jobs in the GCCs or in their own technology centers, if they're not upskilled, where there will be their future and how I can help them to see that they are upskilled. We can help them to get the upskilling features, but it all depends upon them how best they are well equipped to learn and try to move. The major companies are trying to do by themselves. The small, medium companies, because of the resource restraint and all, they may not try to upskill them. And they will try to imbibe the new technologies of AI into their fold. Thus, the other people may become redundant. So this is the greatest fear we have, and times to come when I had a visit to all other countries, and they are also in dearth of getting the efficient AI skill force. So keeping that in view, when I can equip my, best brains with the upskilling them, we will become the leader in providing them the job skills. Ultimately, making our, platform more strong, and also creating the new jobs in the sphere of AI. or any other cutting technology, this conference will show and reflect us. We will be taking up the first step and try to move it across.
I wanted to ask you about the RoboCop. You talked of it. When
No,
is
we
that
are-
going to happen?
Yes, we have, a POC done on the Robocop where most of the work of a police officer, in seamless way,
Right.
it will take its stream in performing the duties. We have done it and it proved productive. And the same way we are just thinking of coming up with, I would like to take the expertise from these people too, of putting a artificial intelligence secretary. Where in one country there is a artificial intelligence minister.
Right.
So a secretary, any citizen, if they want to make an application or want to know a few things, in seamlessly, many things will be done through AI secretary. We are going to unveil.
What about an AI minister?
I would be more interested to make because it will help me also. It will ease my work.
Right.
And, it's only one mind, it can function, but with the AI minister, it can easily put the data across of millions of mind into their picture and come more efficiently. So to what aspects of regulation, what we can do? Because in democratic state, not many things can be put forward to all citizens, right? Sorry to say about it, but it ends in some sort of a confusion. So this is also what we are thinking. First stage is AI secretary. As you have given us other suggestion, we would like to literally scale it up to AI minister too.
Well, you bring empathy and you bring inclusivity and dignity to work, something the AI sometimes can never do. And as a minister, you doing it in terms of encouraging Telangana to become the most forward-looking state when it comes to AI and robotics. D. Sridhar Babu, thank you very, very much for taking time out to speak.
Thank
to
you
me
very
today.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.